Hello, welcome back to Otter Pop Culture, and today we're going over Halsey's new album called Manic. So, I personally have a on and off thing with her. I like some of her songs, but I never really committed to a full album. I listened to a full album, but I never really, said, this album's everything about it's amazing. Um, so it's interesting to come into this album and actually do like most of the songs. And if you don't know anything from this channel, I'm huge into personal stories, personal albums that have something because I feel like it has so much heart and so much moods and so many so much feelings into it, and I really really like it. So, and I feel like in this album she does that, and I think that a lot of the other albums she kind of drops. She kind of has a lot of with lack of words, she has a bit of a ego. There's a kind of I'm doing the best, I'm the da 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 da, I'm the shit kind of thing. And I know that that's cool, it's great, it's for a little bit, unless but you have to blend it in with different things. And I think that sometimes she doesn't. In the last couple albums, was all over the place with where she wants to fit her sound and where she wants to fit her attitude, where she wants to stay. Is she's the shit, or is she vulnerable? She has a she can do both, but I felt like it kind of felt like she didn't have a spot. It didn't feel organized to where I understood a flow to it. Honestly, the last one, the Hopeless Fountain one, I didn't really get. There was supposed to be some undertone, Romeo and Juliet type of thing, but I didn't really get it. It's too. I felt like a lot of her stuff. I felt like her albums in general felt too overproduced, way too many. There's a backstory to this. It's like Taylor Swift all over again. It's there's an undertone to this. There's a poetic thing behind this. It's just tell us the story, and I feel like that's exactly what the last album did. It was just a shit ton of just innuendos and this meant this and metaphor this, and I was I wish you just tell me what you were feeling and just give it to me. And she completely does it in this album. She just I feel like I got my wish, and because she just completely just drops every ego and everything and just completely just lays it in. So I'm gonna go through each song and talk about what I thought about it, what I like, and I will go from there. I will jump into this now so that people I can just get past this part. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell to make sure that so you can catch up with all my videos. I know I share them kind of sporadically, but I'm working on there's been a lot of songs, a lot of albums and movies that are gonna be coming out. They're gonna be amazing, so you're gonna see a lot of me. So yeah, so don't forget to hit the notification bell and subscribe. So let's start off with the first song. So the first song is called Ashley, which is her actual name. I like this song. It completely just kicks you off immediately and into how she feels about something, how she feels about her process and who she is. And apparently she has she's a huge fan of the movie An Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, featuring Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet. Which is, I personally have not seen the movie. It's literally, I know it's a complete classic, but I still haven't seen it myself. I'm definitely gonna get into it eventually, because I feel like she definitely convinced me a little bit into it. Especially with the ending of this song, when it has the Kate Winslet's monologue or her piece in audio into the song. That's pretty much saying just I want to be. People want, all these guys want to put me in their fantasies and make me want to be something that they want me to be, but I'm literally just a broken person just trying to find some peace of mind, and I don't need you to put your expectations onto me of who I could be for you, I'm exactly who I am. This is just good and bad. This is completely who I am, and if you don't like it, fuck off, So I feel like it's pretty much an echo to what she's feeling. She's telling people in this beginning of the song, just so you know, this is what's going to happen. This is exactly what this is. You're getting the good, the bad, you're getting every bit of me. Take it or leave it. This is what's happening, you've been warned. Number 2 is Clementine. So this is a good one. It's also, it moves along with the Eternal Sunshine kind of theme. And this is actually more directly to the actual character that Kate Winslet plays. And one thing I like about this one is like I don't need anyone, I just need everyone and then some. And I feel like it's insecurity yelling at each other. It's just like the ego says I don't need anybody. But the inside is like I do. I need a lot of I need to feel love. At the same time, I don't want to feel attached to this feeling that I need love. You know. And I feel like that's what she's. I feel like that's what she's saying. It's mostly piano with a little bit of drum in here and there. One thing that I found out is that Ashley, who is yelling when she's like, "I don't need anyone," is in the background supposed to be Ashley, and Halsey is supposed to be the one that's singing naturally. Number 3 is Graveyard, my very first favorite song off the album. One of my favorite songs. This is very, 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 very Halsey. I don't know what people think about it. Like, they're like, I've heard people like, oh my god, it's revolutionary, it's a different sound. I was like, it's the same exact sound Halsey would make completely. I can hear this in any other albums. Not to say it's a bad song, it's really, really, really good song, but it's not, the sound and everything is great. It's just, I feel like this is, if anybody was gonna do the sound, it's definitely gonna be Halsey, you know? Yeah, I love the chorus. I think it's so catchy. I keep like I love how that goes. I love that. I love the production, how it flows with it. I feel like you don't really know when the chorus is kind of come in, and when it does, it just comes in naturally. One thing I like of the song is pretty much saying, it's funny how the warning signs can feel like they're butterflies. One thing that I found out about the whole thing is that her mom taught her to not fall in love with people that give you butterflies. Fall in love with people that make you feel safe. And I feel, because she's saying that if somebody gives you butterflies, that means that feeling can be they can lead you on with that feeling for days without actually feeling like you don't feel completely safe. You're all over the place with your feelings, and I guess that's what she's saying. And it's actually very interesting. Like, I don't think I've ever seen it in that perspective. But yeah, it's very interesting. So number 4 is You Should Be Sad. This one actually, I've watched the music video before I heard the song. It's very country influenced. I love it. I love it stays exactly where it's at the whole time. You would think there's an explosion and there's this huge like but it doesn't go there. It just completely guitar, and I love it. I think it's simplicity is the best way to go with this song, and it was great. And then she's just going in, and she's going. I love I love a petty queen sometimes. When you feel upset and they just go in and they go way in, it's like, whew, I love it. But it also shows, but I think the difference between petty directly is more she's showing feeling of it. Like, she's mad. She's completely mad. And it's not really, it's petty with a cause, you know? It's petty to show example, not petty for the hell of it. It's just that there's a climb to the petty more than it is like, I'm just petty completely. Like, it seems like that. One thing I like of it is like, I'm glad I made it out without breaking down and ran so fucking far. Pretty much talking about G-Eazy pretty much, and just how he's not the half man he thinks he is. He thinks he's this top shit and everything, and she's like, you're really not, you know? And I'm glad I got out. I'm glad I'm not with you and everything. And I think that's kind of pretty much what she's saying. It's pretty self-explanatory. Number 5 is Forever is a Long Time. One of my favorite songs too, and I really love I really, really love the song. I think it is my favorite song of the whole thing, because I love how the mood changes. I think that it goes from like hopeful, and I love this, and like, you're doing all this stuff, but I love it, blah, 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 and then it's just like, it just turns down into like a complete minor key, and she's not feeling so sure about it, and she's like, okay, maybe not, you know? And one of the things I like, I spent a long time, like, she starts it off immediately, I spent a long time making a plant, or watering a plant made out of plastic, and I cursed the ground for growing green. Just like, how dare you? I plant this, I'm pouring water, I'm watering this plant that obviously doesn't need this water completely, and it's just a waste of complete time, but everything around it is green. Like, so it's just like, but it's blinding me from assuming that things are actually not, what I get from it is like she's saying is like, I thought this was going to work out, but it didn't work out, and it's waste of time. But how dare the grass make it seem like it isn't a waste of time? You know? Oh no, it's not really. It's like a lead on. You know? I love that quote. I love that lyric. Yeah, switches to minor key, makes her feel a little more hesitant about what's going on. I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. Number 6 is Dominic's intro. Dominic Pike. Dominic Pike I love him. I think he's amazing. I think has a great story too. If you ever get to moment to like look him up and look at his story, he has a great story. He comes in, sings like a fucking angel as usual. And his song is actually he's the first intro, and that first intro meaning that he is the each intro is gonna be a star, and each intro is talking about love and some different type of love. So this one's more brotherly love and very theatrical, and I love it. And the sound of Forever, Dominic's intro, and going to the next one is pretty much it has the same type of sound, which is really cool. So let's get started to the next one too. Number 7 is I Hate Everyone. Great song. It's pretty much talking about how she's saying just like, I put this wall up that I hate everyone, but obviously I don't. I do not hate everyone. I want to have this touch. I want to have this closeness, but when I let my guard down, I fall in love easy. Not only fall in love easy, fall in love with the wrong people, and I'm completely blinded by the gestures that they do and think it's gonna be something else, and I run with this theory in my head and this narrative in my head, but it's not completely what's actually happening. And so I think what she does is that she puts that guard up to say like, I hate everyone, so I don't have to feel this hurt again, and I can kind of monitor how I'm doing this, like how I'm loving people is my thought, is the end game is what she's thinking of it. But I love the feeling. I love the feeling that she brings into it. Number 8 is 3 a.m. Completely contrasts to what she literally said, and now she's like, 3 a.m., I just want anybody. So she's telling all these numbers. Then she's like, I need somebody to make me feel loved. I'm drunk, I'm tipsy, like whatever. Like I want to feel loved. And I think that it's completely contrast to what she was saying before. One of the things she says, oh yeah, and yeah, I'll take fake moans and dial tones. It's completely just like anything, whatever, just let it happen. I just need that validation, you know? And at the end, John Mayer comes in, and I love how these songs connect. He says, pretty much talking about Without Me and saying how much it's a great hit already before it became a great hit kind of thing. I think it's really, really cool. How great of him to encourage her. I think it's really nice. I didn't really think that they were like a friendship. That's kind of cool. Going into number 9, which is Without Me. And that one was playing, and I personally think the song was overplayed, but due to the fact that there's been a huge break in listening to it, I'm actually into it now. Pretty much saying that she helped this guy out, hashtag G-Eazy. Like at his lowest, they got together at his lowest, and she built him up to make him feel better and put him on a better pedestal. And now he's there, and he completely takes advantage of everything that she does, you know. And I know the real story is that he cheated on her, and she found tons of phones or stuff in his DM and everything. It's just like, so she's just like, how's it feel to be without me? And as much as you feel like you can go on without me, you don't understand that the things that I did for you, you have to do on your own now. Like, this is on you, you know? It sucks to not have that peel, that soft landing when you fall. She won't have that anymore. It's now up to him now. I think that she's pointing that out. Number 10 is Finally / Beautiful Stranger. It's a good song. I feel like it sounds a lot like What's Up by the 4 Non-Blondes in the beginning, especially with the chord. I think the song is pretty much about how she's like, she really loves this guy, but the same thing, she gets the PTSD or trauma from the last relationships that just went badly, so anything kind of like triggers her in some way, but she's finding that the more she's around this guy, the more she actually feels like it's okay to fall in love with him and put the guard down. Number 11 is, I don't know why I cannot pronounce this name, all the time. Annalise Morissette. Annalise. Intro. So she is talking about pretty much how she loves women and bisexuality and who she is and how she loves these girls and loves to like, she talks about like eating them out in the bathroom, but it had to be quiet because blah, blah, blah. I do like it. I think I didn't really know, Annalise is bisexual, or maybe it's more she just is there for the stardom slash for the harmonies. One thing I have a issue with, because I feel like it's so delicate, and I get very sensitive when it comes to the way that people put queer stories into media, because it's very delicate. It's so delicate to have that. So it's just like, it makes me feel sometimes that bisexuality, especially when it's been talked about, is always talked about more lustier than love. And I know that she has a song in her very first album that's more love, but I feel like it's, I don't know, like I feel like I would love more songs that were about bisexuality, that's more about love and not eating somebody out in the bathroom and doing this and how their lips and their ass and their thighs. And it's just like, I get it. Like, physically they're sexy. I get you like women, but you have a shit ton of songs about men and the vulnerability about how you feel about them. You have one song about women, and that one song is pretty much just saying how much you lust for them, you know? That's my own personal thought about that. Other than that, I do like the song. Number 12 is Killing Boys. It has a audio in the beginning with Jennifer's Body movie. And it's pretty much talking about how she's trying to contain herself and let go of her pride of wanting to get revenge with these guys, like these assholes and everything. And she's like, I'm trying my hardest not to run into your house and bust your tires and or break your windows, whatever, because I know that's not good for me in the end, you know. So yeah, I thought it was very interesting. Number 13 is SONGG's Interlude. This one talks about falling in and out of love with music. So it's pretty much talking about that. Just like some days she doesn't really want to do this anymore. Some days she just feels like it's part of her life. And I feel like SONGG comes in, who's part of BTS, and comes in and pretty much has his own little talk about that too. There's no translation much into it other than what I've looked up. But pretty much that's pretty much what it's about. Number 14 is More. One of my favorite songs. I love it because it talks about her unborn child, and how she really, really wants a kid. And she has this thing, if I'm going to pronounce this very slowly, this is endometriosis. Pretty much you have a chance of not really being fertile enough to have kids. And she's now able to have kids now, but she had like 3 miscarriages and everything, and to the point where she found out what she has. But it's one of the things where she's like, just seeing this happening, even this miscarriage, just makes me want it more. It makes me want to have this baby more. And that's been something she's always talked about before. Number 15 is Still Learning. So Still Learning is pretty much saying she's still learning to love herself. She has all this money and all stuff like that, but she still has very low self-esteem. And she just wants to feel love. She wants to love herself without having to lean on somebody else to feel that validation. I think it's really beautiful. One of the parts I love is I should be living the life, but I go home and I got no self-esteem. It's heartbreaking, but it's very honest, and I love that. And finally, number 16 is 929, her birthday. So apparently she was born at 9 o'clock, or 9:29 on 9:29. So it's kind of cool. So this song is pretty much just breaking down, wrapping up everything that she felt about her year and her stuff and what's been going on since. And it's just one of the things that really pokes out was she says, don't meet your heroes. And one of the things that she talks about is that she really loved G-Eazy. She was a huge fan of him. Before they got together, and it was the worst thing that she's done, it was another bad relationship, and she hates it. She discards it. And I think that's great, but I also think that that's pretty much what she's saying. She's like, don't meet your heroes, more towards him. But yeah, and I'm sure she meant it in general. But that's pretty much it. That's a long album of 16 songs. I understand that 16 songs used to be the norm in the past, but now that people are doing 11 and 10, or maybe even 12, maybe, it's just like, whew, it's exhausting. And now I have a long-ass video just doing this. But no regrets, because I love this. I really like this album. Yeah, why not? I give it a 9 out of 10. I really respect this choice of what she's done with this. I think it's really, really nice. There's some songs that are kind of more flatter than the other, but I really feel like the storyline really keeps it. I really, really like it. That's it. Leave a comment below, tell me what you thought, and I hope everybody has a great week, and I'll see you guys in the next video.